Welcome back to Your Magical Midlife, the no BS podcast for unconventional women ready to ditch the shoulds and claim their wild and wise selves. I'm Kate Higgins, your host. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and coach with 25 years of walking women through the chaos, blending my clinical grit with spiritual fire. As women, we walk through 4 distinct portals in our lifetime: the maiden, the mother, the empress, and the crone. Each one brings us wounds to heal and gifts to unpack. This podcast explores all the midlife themes: change, the change, caring for aging parents, unpacking the grief of aging, our shifting identity, and aging with agency, joy, and rebellion. I'm here to help you heal the wounds, flip the scripts, and step into your life that's been waiting for you. Let's get real, raw, gritty, and unleash some magic. Today we're going to talk about a voice that lives inside so many of our heads. It's that sharp, judgmental, shaming voice that says, "Who the fuck does she think she is?" Sometimes it's directed at other women, but more often than we admit, it's directed at ourselves. It's that voice that's been keeping us safe since we were young. It's the voice that tells us we're being too loud, too much, too ambitious, too emotional, too late, too early, too whatever. It's trained us to stay small, stay likable, and what we think of as staying safe. I know this feeling so intimately. For years, I asked myself, who the hell do I think I am? Leaving my safe corporate job? Starting a business at 53? Oh my God, if I leave this job now, I'm never going to get a real job again. Who am I to lead retreats? Who am I to talk about unmasking and archetypes and sacred silliness and crown making and all these things I want to do? Who am I to declare myself a coach? Who am I to position myself as a subject expert? My own life is so messy, so imperfect. That fear and all those questions kept me small for a really long time. The fear that other people were going to think I was crazy, unhinged. What would my family think? All the things you can tell yourself. But here is what I've learned. As I've stepped into my late 40s and my early 50s, into those Empress years, I've learned that waiting doesn't mean getting ready. Waiting is just wasting time. Nobody needs to wait until they're perfect. If you wait till you're perfect, you're never going to do anything. Nobody needs to wait for permission. If you wait for permission, you're going to stand on the sidelines judging everybody who dares to do. In midlife, it's time to show up, take more space, let the mask drop, speak honestly, set boundaries, start something new, try new things, and simply let yourself be seen. It showed up for me really badly when I left my job and tried to start this business. It shows up for me every single time I turn my camera around and film for social media. And when I try to get more real and allow myself to really be seen, it can really be the shadow work I have to do. When I started talking about wanting to lead retreats, when I started to conceptualize Craft Your Crown, when I started to really put myself out there raw and unpolished, talking about how I couldn't have a baby, talking about how sometimes I look at my life and I think, the fuck am I doing? All the time, it shows up, but every time I push that boundary, I get just a little bit braver. And that's what I'm learning. When you drop that internalized voice, that who the fuck does she think she is? We're not just freeing ourselves. We soften the way we judge others. We soften the way we judge ourselves. We stop caring so much about what other people might think. And honestly, we stop judging other people for living brave, beautiful lives of their own. And that's the best part of it. Because that voice is not just about ambition. It's that belief that there's only so much space, there's only so much room, there's only so much success, there's only so much available for us. And that all those things have to be earned by being perfect, quiet, deserving, pleasing, what have you. And when we challenge that voice in ourselves, something really beautiful happens. We stop scanning ourselves for flaws before we speak. We stop waiting for permission to take up space. We stop side-eyeing other women who are doing the same. And we start thinking, of course she thinks she can do that. Of course I can take up space because we all belong here. That is Empress energy. The Empress is incredibly generous. She doesn't look at other women and judge them and think, who does she think she is? She answers with a calm, grounded knowing. I know exactly who I am. I am no longer available for shrinking, and I will not allow the women around me to shrink too. Letting go of that internalized voice is one of the most freeing things we can do in midlife. It creates room for self-compassion. It creates room for real friendship, for real sisterhood, for real community. It creates room for us to cheer each other on instead of secretly competing or judging. So here's my invitation for you today. Just notice when that voice shows up for you. Notice when you say or think, who the fuck does she think she is? Whether it's for yourself or at another woman. And ask yourself, what am I afraid here? What old rule am I still obeying? Because on that other side of that voice is freedom. Freedom to be real, freedom to be ambitious, freedom to be messy and still worthy. Freedom to support other women instead of judging them. You're allowed to want more. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to take up space. And you're allowed to be exactly who you are becoming. The question isn't, who do you think you are? The question is, who are you ready to become? I'd love to hear where that voice shows up for you. Send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll send you back a voice note. And if you're ready to step more into your Empress energy, come take my archetype quiz, which is linked in my bio on Instagram, or join me for the next version of Craft Your Crown. You've got so much more room than you think. Let's claim it together, and I'll talk to you soon. That's it for today, my love. If this episode stirred something in you, that quiet knowing that midlife isn't a crisis, but a portal, I'd love to hear from you. DM me the word portal on Instagram, and I'll send you a voice note with a simple question to help you walk through it. And if you're feeling the pull to do this work in community, the doors are open for Empress Awakened Immersion, my 4-week online program where we move through the Maiden, the Mother, the Empress, and the Crone together. Spots are limited, so if it's calling, don't wait. Follow the calendar link in my show notes to schedule your curiosity call. Thank you for walking with me today. Keep shedding what no longer fits. Keep remembering you're not too late. You're becoming. Talk to you next week.